As a StoryBrand guide or BMSU coach, you want to reduce the work that it takes to produce a BrandScript and WireFrame. You want the added efficiencies of a smooth process to contribute to your bottom line. You want to impress your clients with your rapid turnaround and professionalism. And you need the efficiencies of an automated BrandScript and WireFrame to boost your profit margin and ensure that you adhere to your quality standards. This video is a demonstration of Whistle, a worksheet to help interactive storytelling in a learning environment. That last character want is probably the most important, so we'll select that one as our proposed text and ship it to carry the text forward in the process that we'll use in the rest of this video. If you're familiar with the Bain elements of value, we're hitting on 4 functional areas. It helps you organize your notes, it reduces risk that you'll forget something in your interview, it makes you more money by simplifying a process that you're already certified to perform. The elements of value are just here for reference, but we'll pick the lowest number for the highest value on that scale. So what is your character transformation as a guide by using Whistle? If you're starting out, you're nervous about getting it right. If you're more seasoned, you're overworked and concerned about your professional image. In all cases, you're overwhelmed with the details of producing an effective brand script. We're going to select that last one as our old identity. Who you want to be is comfortable with brand scripts as a process. You want to be confident in your ability to rapidly produce a brand script and wireframe in near real time. You can't do that yet, but Whistle can help. We'll select that last option, and now we have our proposed text for the transformation section of the brand script. We'll press Ship It to accept our text and then move on to the problems that you face as a guide or coach. Externally, from your client interview to brand scripts to wireframe, there's too many steps. There's too much copy and paste, moving text from one place to another. Clerical work detracts from the time you could spend focusing on creativity or design. Making small changes requires updates in several places or your content goes out of sync. Fundamentally, time spent on clerical work detracts from your creativity and design. We'll pick that last one and move to the internal problems. Clerical work sucks. You hate missing little details, and after the joy of working with the client, you're left with the drudgery of compiling a mess of notes into something coherent. Putting it together, after the joy of working with the client, you're left with the task of compiling your notes into something coherent. We'll select that last one and move to the philosophical problems. It should be easier to collaborate with a client or team on the StoryBrand process, like you do with all Google Docs. You shouldn't be dealing with copy and paste at your level. You shouldn't have to discard your earlier ideas after choosing the ones that you want to ship. They can still be valuable elsewhere if properly organized. Fundamentally, it should be easy to collaborate with a client or team on their StoryBrand messaging in real time. We'll choose that one, then ship them all as a set to be used later. Let's move on to the guide section. I'm a guide, just like you. I understand both the joy and drudgery of our work as guides. When working with clients, I generally start this section with a brain dump of any of the elements of authority. I don't worry about phrasing here, just data capture. Common empathy transitions are listed here on the left for reference. Then I start crafting my client's empathy statements based on what I learn. Then let's move over to authority. For me, automation is my key to higher profit margins for my time. As an Enneagram 5, I live in the world of data. But as a wordsmith, my years as a guide and technical wizard led me to create a tool that saves you time and increases your profit margin. We'll select those last two and then ship it. But notice that there are also 2 headline sections up here for use later in the wireframe. For me, it's about compassion and wizardry. So what's the plan? That's easy. Buy it, copy it, profit. Cute, but what does it mean? Let's give it some details. Put Whistle in your cart so that you can use it with your clients. I'll share the workbook with you on Google so that you can make your own copy. You can start saving time and increase your profit margin with each and every client. We all know that with clients, these may not come out in the right order. Put the numbers 1 to 3 or 4 here on the left, and that's the order that they'll be published when we ship it. Also, here's where we can change the headline for the plan if we want, and that'll show up on the wireframe. Let's move on to the call to action. What do I actually want you to do? The obvious call to action would be to add this product to your cart. Your one-time payment includes access to future updates of the workbook. If you're not ready to buy, that's fine. There's a similar sheet from Missions Made Simple that you might like, or meet your guide. As StoryBrand guides and coaches, we're a pretty welcoming group. Let's chat about how we can help each other and how Whistle can help you. I'm going to choose the second transitional CTA, but this format makes it clear that I could easily offer alternate lead magnets in the future. Press Ship It to promote my selections, then let's see what success looks like. Using Whistle is faster. It saves time by structuring your notes and promoting text without copy and paste. It's easier because it generates a sample wireframe pre-populated with the work from your brand script. We'll see that later. It's better than a document because you can collaborate with the client, their team, or a fellow guide in real time. It's perfect for workshops or online training. But these are in the wrong order. I'll prioritize as better, faster, easier, and safer, though I may drop that fourth one later. My text is automatically ordered up top, and you can see we have space for our own headline to the success section. I'll say, superior process, ship it, and then move on to what failure looks like. What are the costs of not using Whistle? Lost work. Don't lose your thoughts and ideas on the cutting room floor. Some of those ideas can be reused elsewhere if your notes are structured better. Lost time. Copy-paste is easy, but time-consuming, and if you have to make changes, your BrandScript and WireFrame go out of sync. The biggest one is probably lost opportunities. When you're the only one writing things down, you miss the opportunity for client teams or maybe workshops or classes to fully participate in the creation and review process. I'll order them as lost opportunities, lost work, and lost time by ranking on the left-hand side, and everything moves where it should. All three of those go under the headlines of avoiding waste. Ship it, and then let's move to the narrative. The narrative section of Whistle is the most elaborate part of the whole workbook, and I'll make a separate video on that one. What you need to know is that rather than just tweaking the narrative to make it grammatically correct, it shows you where you can go back and make the source better for a stronger overall message. Next, the Pre-Flight tab shows us whether we have all of our elements synchronized correctly. Red lights mean that we need to go back to that section and press Ship It to carry our changes forward again. With a panel of green, we can choose which elements to display and then generate the wireframe for review with the client. The wireframe is just the structural blueprint of the website that you can hand to a designer. It automatically adjusts for whether elements like the plan or success had more than 3 elements. Even if you modify the wireframe for your own presentation format, it's a huge advantage to be able to show this to your client at the end of your interview. Or you can still sit on it for a few days so that they don't know how easy it was for you to produce thanks to Whistle. I'll close by going back to the call to action. Add Whistle to your cart or schedule time for us to chat about helping each other. I'm Ashley Guberman with Primary Goals.